Hello everybody, this is the Focus newest Starfire 62 UV DTF printer. This printer can print on AB film with low-to-low material and also can print on the cabins, vinyl, leather, lots of different material with low-to-low, printing and laminating all in one. So this video will teach you how to install and using and maintain the Focus Starfire 62 UV DTF printer. So this is the front view of the printer. This printer is go with the printer and the UV cooling box. This is the main body of the printer, and at the bottom is the keyer and the UV control box. So now let's go to see the details of the printer, and now I'll teach you the name and function for each spare parts. The front we can see here, it have the cover that we can open the cover at the middle, and then we can see this the linear rail and motion belt and tank chain and the A film. This is the A film, and this is the heating laminator heating tuber. The bottom at the top. The bottom heating rubber can be up-down motion. And here is the temperature sensor to detect the current temperature of the roller, the heating roller. And the bottom is the driver roller. Go with the motor at the left side to drive the motor motion, and then the motion rubber at the bottom is go with the motor at the left side to drive the film motion for printing. At the top here is the roller to hold the film B. This is the front B film. Go from here to here. And here is the front, the tension roller, release roller for the film B. And here we can adjust the tension. And also we can move the film to left or to right. Here we also have a tension rubber here. And when we load it, here is the lock. We can move out, we can push back. After push up the load inside, then we close, we lock. Also left and right side have the pinch, have the lock. So this is the film B and the hot roller for film B, the heating roller for the laminating. And here is for paper take up device. Here's the switch for lockwise, close, middle is close, lockwise selection, go to heat selection, and then close, stop motion, and then grade 2 is for unclockwise motion. Here also have the lock. We can lock back after we adjust the size, the length for left and right. We can lock back to lock the take up device not shaking. And also here we can lock it. So this is the front view of the Starfire. Then we will go to the left cover. We open the left cover. we can see here is the motor, the motion motor for y-axis for the printing axis, like this. To drive, this motor is for drive the bottom roller here. And inside the top roller with temperature, with heating tube inside. And inside the box is the up-down device, electronic up-down device for up-down. So this is the left cover. And also we can take it out this cover and we can do some cleaning job for manually to clean the printer head. And then we go to the right side of the printer. When we open the top cover, first we can see the top is emergency button, stop. So if you've got any dangerous motion, you can push down the button to stop the motion for the carriage and for the y-axis motor. When the dangerous is released, so you can load it back to release it. So this is the temperature. So this is the dangerous emergency button stop to cut down the power for X motor and Y motor. This is X motor for drive the carriage left to right, and the Y motor is up there as we said before. And here the total of this is the carriage. We call it carriage. Inside is the ink damper, at the top the carriage board, the printer head, and the white ink circulation sub ink tank inside, and also the UV lamp. Here have the UV lamp. The left UV, the right UV lamp have two pieces, one for bigger, one for varnish. And the right we also have the UV lamp here, big UV lamp. So please do not see the UV lamp directly by your eyes. And here is the anti-inclusion device to protect the print head. So once if the film is bending up, it will hit this protection device to protect the film, scratch the print head, to cause the print head damage. And also here is the ink sensor, a transparent film, because here. So here the transparent film is to detect the print position for the carriage, for the print head. So this film must be kept at the middle of the sensor inside, And also we must keep it clean without dirty ink or scratch. We must keep it clean for all the time. And also we can see here the rear, we have the serial number. The serial number here. The serial number is the ID number for the printer. So once you got any problem for the printer, you can check this kind of serial number and send this picture to focus team. Then we will know the configuration of the printer and do the support for you. And here we can see here this is the metal. It's for lock the carriage, with the the rear. This is for protect the delivery, for packaging, for delivery without shaking. So once you got the machine, we must remove this kind of pieces, the protection pieces, metal. If you not remove this, then you power on the printer, will make the motor error, damage the motor. So we must remove this kind of metal before we use the machine. So in one word, this is the carriage. Later we will show you what the spare parts are inside and what's the function. At the outside we can see carriage, and we can see the protection, the protection metal for delivery, and serial number, and the UV lamp box cover, and anti-inclusion device at the left and the right side. And also we can push down this window, here I have a magnet. This is the magnet to close the cover. And also inside is the up-down motion device, electronic up-down motion device for this kind of heating laminator. And here is totally for the cap station for print head to clean the pump, to clean the ink and the vapor and maintain the cap station with 4-bore screw up-down motion, high precision, and also the motor here. The caps is the caps to hold the print head. And when you got printer, if we don't have installed print head, because the print head is very expensive and important. So if we install the print head on the carriage for delivery, it will be easy to scratch the print head. So normally the customer needed to install the print head once you got the printer. And here at the front, we can see here have three the pump, clean pump for each print head. Here have a mark, this for pump cyan, pump color. Pump C is for pump color ink, color print head. And this is for pump white, for white ink print head. And here is for pump V, is for varnish print head. So I have 3 pumps to connect to the cap station. So this is the top, this is the carriage, and this is the cap station. And when we go to the right side, we can see here is a control panel. This is the control panel. Here is a screen and some buttons. All the buttons, all the function we can also control by the computer. And also you can control from here for this one, this back is for move the film backside. And the feet is for move the film at the front side. The left is to control the carriage to left side. And right is also move the carriage to right side. And here is the working lamp, the working LED lamp for the printer. When the print is red, is green color, that means it's normal. It's for ideal, it's for ready. And when the light is changed to yellow, that means the printer is under working printing. And here is the boot button. It's for start, for boot, for power on the printer. When you push down this button, all the printer will be start up. And here is the control panel, is the control device to control the temperature of the laminator, and also control the LED lamp at top side, at top cover, and also control the vacuum fan, the vacuum volume for the table. For the table, here is have vacuum, have the fan, vacuum absorption fan at the bottom of the table to suck the film without bending up. So the strongness of the film of the vacuum we can control from this kind of button. So this is the control system, control panel, and the buttons for the printer at the right side. Okay, then we go to the right side, the left side of the printer. Here is the lock. We push down and we can float by this direction. We can take it out. We open the cover. Then we can see some electronic parts. We can see this is the motor driver. This is the motor driver for the Y-axis for Y motor. And this is the control box for the up-down motion for the laminator. tuber, the yellow tuber, for up-down motion to release the film or to hold the film or release the film. So this is the control box for the laminator. Okay, then we go to the back side of the printer. We can see first, we can see the ink tank for each color: black, cyan, magenta, yellow, light cyan, light magenta, varnish, and white. Different printing heads, we use different configuration. For example, if your printer installed with Epson i3200 U1 print head, then you only need to use KCMY, varnish, and white. We keep the light cyan, light magenta empty because the Epson i3200 print head don't support 6 color, it's 4 color print head. But if you installed the Epson F1080 print head or DX11, so you can install light cyan, light magenta, go with KCMY and varnish and white, because the Epson F1080 print head is this color. And here is the time controller for the circulation, because the white ink we have circulation system to prevent the white ink settling for a long time not using to clog print head. So this is the time setting device. It can control the pump working 60 seconds for every 10 minutes or 50 seconds. We can set the working time and the waiting time for the temp controller here. And this is a speed control knob for the circulation pump. And this is the white ink circulation pump, and we can control the speed. The more high speed, then the white ink will more volume coming out to circulation. Go back to this kind of box, the white ink box. So here have this kind of box have two tubers, one for out and one for inside. White ink out and white ink in. White ink back to this box. Then we go to the middle of the back side. We can see here we also have a lot of different spare parts. Here is the pinch loader for the load, for the film load device, and here is for the wines loader to detect, to push the film downside. And once the film is go directly like this, then we will detect by the sensor here, the metal sensor here, then control the waste is the protection film. This is the protection film for the film A. Normally this film at bottom is with the top protection film. Go with the glue and go with the bottom white ink. Go with the bottom white paper together. So we must pull out this film for working, for printing. So this is the waste film. We can call it the film C. This is the film C for waste film to roll up. So this is not used. This will not use. We just this is just pulled out from the film A. This film. So this device is also for control the film rolling up. And this is the protection sensor for the film C. And the bottom here is the paper release device for the film A. This is the film A. This is for printing. We must after we load the film to the printer, we need this is the tension device. We can load to adjust the tension for each roller, for each film, and also we can adjust the direction for each film. We must make sure the edge of film A and edge of film C and edge of film B at front must be the same line trajectory. So this is the back side of the printer. Then we go to the left side of the printer at the back side. First we can see here is the power switch for totally the printer, the general power switch, the power plug, and also the water circulation tube. This is for the control box for the UV lamp to reduce the temperature, to protect the UV lamp, and the instant cable. The instant cable. The focus Starfire, we use the instant cable, not USB, for high-speed printing. And the power cable. We must be sure, before we use the printer, we must be sure we connect with the correct temperature, correct voltage. So we must ask the focus support team to be sure the print is installed with 220 voltage or 110 voltage. And when we open the cover, here we can see this is the electronic system for the printer. At top is the mainboard. It's the mainboard for the printer. And here have lots of connectors and with different mark for each function. And here is the optical cable to carriage board, and power cable and some sensor like that. And here is the Ethernet port for connect with the computer for printing. And here the bottom is the power board, the power board for the printer to supply the power for the printer for printing. So this is the electronic system at the back side. And then we go to the right side. We open the cover. We can see also have some spare parts. This is the X motor to drive the carriage printing, and some relay for the sensors and for different working, and the power supply box for some spare parts. The control panel direction, the control panel cable connection like this. So this is the right side of the printer. We push back and we can lock back to protect the dust. Then we can see here is a UV control box. This is the general power switch, and this is the temperature controller to detect the temperature of the water. If the temperature is higher, it will have an alarm. And here is the adjuster knob for UV1, UV2, and for varnish knob. Each knob we already have marked here, so you just adjust to this position for working for each knob. And top is the water tank. Top is the water tank. So when if you're the first time to install printer, we cannot power on the printer and power on the box, because we need to install by the tuber to the box. Otherwise, the water will be flushed out. So just follow must be step by step to use the printer. And here is the waste ink bottle to hold the waste ink from the cap station, from the print head for cleaning and for keep weight. When it's full, we must release it, then install back. And here also is a tension roller. There's a tension adjuster roller for control the tension of the film. This is the paper take-up motor and paper take-up roller. So this is all the spare parts function for the Focus Starfire 62 UV DTF printer. Once you know the function and the name for each spare parts, then we can start to install the printer.